In this video, we're going to learn how to add and edit background images. So first, let's take a look at a regular image. A regular image takes up space on the page. So if I wanted to add, say, text over top of it, I can't do it. I can only either add text above it or below it, but not on top. So we're going to get rid of this image, and instead we're going to add a background image. So I'm going to go to this row, and you can tell it's a row because the rows are always on the right hand side of it, and when you hover over it, it says row. And we're going to click the cog, and what we can do is add an image as the background of a container. And that's the key. You can't add images to anything that is not a container, but a row is, a column is, and a section is a container. So we've clicked the cog, and we're going to go to the Set Background Image button. And we're going to choose an image from our media library. Let's choose the same one we were using before. And I'm not going to bother to crop it, so I'll just say crop and save. Now you'll see this image has been set on the background of this row container. I'll make this text white so that we can see it over top. Now notice that if I were to add more text, the image gets bigger. It responds to the space available. Now it's always going to fill the entire container. Maybe I'll add a button. Now if we wanted to bring this text out a little bit above the background image, we can choose a background color, a dark one, choose, and then we can choose blend mode. Now blend mode lets you blend the background color with the background image. So let's take a look at some of these. So let's pick overlay, and instead of just jet black, we're going to use some sort of transparency on it. And click choose. Now we'll kind of scroll through the different settings and see how they look. You can play around with them. They look different in different colors. Right now, the text is a little more visible above the image because we've darkened it. There's also some neat settings, parallax. Let's create a new container here at the top, and maybe I'll give it some text just so we can fill up some space. And I'm going to set the background of this section. You can tell it's a section because when you hover over it, it says section up in the upper right. I'm going to set a background of this coffee. And it might take a second to load. And we're going to give it a parallax effect. What that is when you scroll, the background is going to move at a different rate from the page. Let's take a look at what that looks like. We'll hit preview page. Oh, you know, it won't scroll because the page isn't big enough. Let me add a little extra space here. Maybe I'll push enter a bunch of times. Okay, and we'll preview the page again. Click the wrench, preview page. And now when I scroll, you'll see that the image at the top is scrolling at a different rate. It appears to be almost still, which gives it the appearance of depth. So that's what a parallax effect is. Now there's a few different settings you can choose. So you can make the background go faster or slower. It's a subtle difference. I tend to like background images to go slower.